And so from here, the next step then is to continue to fill in the volume of that shape, which I'm going to go into the trunk, contour that out, connect it to the ground. There's a water plane. I'll put a little frame in this as well. Cash out going that way. Now, this circle, again, is just a core shape. I can break out of it, make it larger if I want to. Now, going back to the first step, I'm actually not going to start with a lot of the shapes that are coming towards me in the foreground. I actually want to just capture the overall scale of the entire thing. So I'm going to go with just the basic silhouette of this object. And so at the top, it's more spikier. And it's a simplified version of this, okay? The more recognizable that silhouette, the stronger your drawing is going to be. So again, it's just one big overall shape. Okay? Now, at the core, I'm going to start to pop out a few of these palm leaves.
Oh my gosh, so many turtles and ducks.
They wouldn't want to see the demo too.
Once I have this line, what I'm going to be doing is basically applying a triangle on top of that shape. Using the gradation method, I want to go dark to light using a very simple crosshatch that goes dark on one side, lighter on the other. Okay? And it's just to help replicate what's in front of me. So I'm going to apply that same information on top of each one of those lines. Okay? Now I'm going to fill in those shapes. This is the foreground. In the middle ground, I'm going to start condensing shapes together, turning them into silhouettes also, internal silhouettes. Because I want a transition from foreground, middle ground to background. Now at the foreground is where I'm going to place in a lot of my darks. I've seen this lake bed completely bone dry. This happened last year, and because of the drought and how bad it is right now, this is a man-made lake. And so they can control the flow of water. And so they emptied it out and let it dry out completely. And so you could walk out over to the other side, and we would draw this tree from the other angle. Pretty cool. Wow.
So what happens to the animals when it dries out?
So a lot of the fish are mudfish here. A lot of the carp or the, what do they call those, koi's and stuff like that would potentially die. There are mudfish and catfish in here as well. Those would actually dig into the mud where it's moist and very still wet. And they'll hibernate there for months on end until the rain or water comes back in. Come back up. A lot of animals can really, do that. Fish, reptiles, will they'll hibernate or stay in stasis for a while for more acceptable conditions.
Why would they drain it? Why would they drain the water?
Because of the drought. They don't want to waste the water. It's really bad right now in California. I don't think we've had any rain in months. I think there was that one weekend where it rained for 3 days. Yeah, ridiculous.
Yeah, it was the weekend I washed my car. I was like, no.
I think you should wash your car again.
Is that pen refillable?
It is not. Unfortunately, with this pen, if you're very heavy-handed, it will kill it very quickly. Because the nib is not a felt, it's more like a quill. So it grinds very fast, it grinds down. So again, piece by piece, I'm putting that gradation and cross-hatching into it. Okay. This is a nice garden. There are several other ones here in Pasadena you guys can go check out. Anytime when I took this class back at Art Center, I used to come back to the locations with my friends all the time, or we seek out new places. There is the Descanso Garden, which is very close also, a nice garden. There's the Huntington Library, which is also very, very nice. It's got a great Japanese garden to go draw from. Expensive, but definitely worth it. Check out once.
The bonsai.
Yeah, really beautiful out there. Well, for me, the best garden definitely was out in Paris, the Versailles, Chateau Versailles. Oh my God, this is amazing. Again, piece by piece. And I'm going to go down into the trunk now, which has a nice cast shadow and a form shadow on the right-hand side. Natural contours are in place as well. Each part is segmented out. Find my form shadow. There's a cast shadow here. At the core, I'm going to go in rotation with my contours.